The LA Sheriff's Department is already under intense scrutiny because of alleged excessive force in the jails, and now it faces new and troubling accusations. A claim has been filed alleging a deputy killed a suspect in cold blood. Sheriff's officials say the man had a gun. Investigative reporter Gina Silva spoke to an eyewitness to the shooting who says she's willing to testify that she saw the suspect begging for his life. It's a story you'll see only on Fox.
It made me feel helpless.
Lupe is haunted by a deadly shooting she witnessed on a Saturday night.
Don't move, I'll blow your head up.
She says the man with the gun is an LA County Sheriff's deputy. On the ground, 19-year-old Pablo Garcia. Lupe says he was bleeding and begging for his life.
His hands were in front of his face. He was like laying down and he was asking for help.
But instead, Lupe says she couldn't believe what she saw. The deputy pulled the trigger. Garcia later died at the hospital.
And I knew at that point he was dead because you couldn't hear him anymore or anything. He was just silent.
I would invite that witness to come forward and talk to us about their accounts.
Sheriff's Lieutenant Eddie Hernandez says no one from the neighborhood has come forward with anything like that. He's overseeing the internal investigation into the shooting of Garcia and says the story from deputies is Garcia had a gun.
We have information that he pointed the gun, deputy feared for his safety, and shot.
But it's the final shot that the family is questioning.
It wasn't right. They didn't need to shoot him down like that.
Cristina Castañeda is Garcia's girlfriend. She is 5 months pregnant with his baby.
People need to know what those cops did. They need to know what they did to him.
A claim filed against the county of LA says the shooting happened at 8:30 p.m. on August 21st. Garcia and a friend were walking along Downey Road near Trigg Street in East LA. Deputies say they looked suspicious and noticed Garcia was carrying a gun. They claim he pointed the gun at them, and that's when they fired, hitting him twice. Garcia collapsed right here in this front yard. Lupe was just a few feet away outside of her house next door. She says she could see everything.
His hands were right open like this in front of his head. He was like this and screaming for help.
So clearly he didn't have a gun at that point.
He did not have a gun. I would put my life that he did not have a gun on him.
People in the neighborhood tell a similar story. They heard the gunshots and Garcia screaming for help. One man who would not go on camera put it like this.
I heard 3 shots and I heard the kid screaming 3 times right after every shot, and I was screaming for his life.
After the shooting, after Garcia was killed, family members say deputies rushed over to this house where Garcia lived with his family, and they told everyone to get out of the house. 5 hours later, deputies got their search warrant. Family members say they rushed into Pablo's room. They came in here looking for a weapon. They searched everywhere, but they only left with a cell phone. Cecilia Garcia says it's very difficult to lose a son, especially under these circumstances. She says Pablo had been trying to turn his life around. He was attending UEI school in hopes of a career in criminal justice. But for most of his 19 years, he had led a troubled life. He got involved with gangs at 14, got arrested and spent time in jail. But the Garcia family attorney says Pablo's background has nothing to do with his killing.
It's not relevant to what happened. He's on the ground. He's shot in cold blood. He doesn't have a weapon in his hand. He's not a threat to the officer. He's not a threat to anyone else. Why did they shoot him?
Attorney Greg Yates has filed a claim for damages and says a lawsuit for wrongful death is soon to follow.
What is it that you want the department to do?
That they divulge the names of the deputies that were either involved or witness to this incident, that they disclose the background of those deputies.
There's multiple investigations going to ensure that we're transparent and that every angle is covered.
Garcia's girlfriend says she's determined to get justice for Pablo.
They're going to get what they deserve, and it's not going to go on without a fight if they think that they're going to get away with what they did, and it's not going to happen.
Gina Silva, Fox 11 News.
We asked the eyewitness Lupe why she hadn't told police her story. She says she expected investigators to come and talk to her since the deputy who fired the shot saw her witness the shooting. We caught up with Sheriff Lee Baca. This is what he had to say about this case.
Undoubtedly, there are some accusations. At the same time, the evidence that is available for us to examine concerning those accusations will be fully put into the reports. So it will take a few more days or weeks in order for us to know more about what occurred And of course, any shooting of any kind is always a tragedy.
That witness, Lupe, says at first she was afraid to come forward, but now she is willing to testify.